Welcome back to another Wartales video. Okay, so I am going to be kind of continuing a bit of a run from the other day, but also it's just a little bit of a look at how scaling works in the world. I have progressed the party along a little bit from the last video, and the point of this video is to show you how the lack of scaling, the region locked mode, works when you're moving from one region and starting another region. That is really a difficulty spike in the game. I'm just kind of showing you how strong the party's gotten in the county of Arthes over a month, and then we'll move on after a couple of fights in Arthes into Tiltrin and beyond. Okay, so at the moment we're at the improvised burning stake because I want to pick up another ranger for the party. And when we first ran into these guys, we were level 1, and there were, 5 of them, or 6 of them, sorry, and we were level 1, they were level 3, and there were 6 of them. There are still 6 of them, they are still level 3, however, we now have some level 4s in our team, couple of level 4s, couple of level 3s. So they haven't scaled exactly as we would expect in a region locked and no scaling mode, and our party has gotten much stronger. So we will get to take them on and hopefully make some short work of them. Now, for those who didn't see the first video, basically what you've missed out on is me setting up a bit of a party with a number of tanks. So I've actually got 3 tanks with shields and stuff, 1 swordsman, 2 brutes. 2 rangers who we're leveling up, and I want to get this 3rd ranger from this fight, and 1 archer. This party is going to be built around a bit of a poison and blood theme, so using poison and bleed to take enemies out. So one of the things that you'll see me do a lot, particularly on the high health enemies, is we're going to be running in and trying to poison bomb the lot of them. Now, if we compare that a single strike from a dagger does between 14 and 18, the fact that we're poisoning these guys and dealing, 9 and 6 and whatever to each of them is quite a high number and adds up quite a lot over time. So I basically poison them, run back, I will pop galvanize just to get myself some spare valor, and off we go, let the fight begin. A lot of these guys do have torches and things like that, so we definitely don't want to get too many of them too close to us. And we also want to stop the 40% bonus damage by engaging the leader fairly early on. So this guy can actually only reach my tank, so I'm actually going to run my tank out of his range and start getting into him. Now, the logic behind the poison build is not so much that it makes these early fights easier, but that it is designed for kind of late game fights, and I'm designing this build specifically for working with region locked mode as well. Oh, there we go. 30 enemies engaged. Nice little aptitude point. The reason that I think this approach and this build is going to work so well in region locked mode is that when there is no scaling, basically what happens is that in the later regions in particular, you're going to be fighting a number of fairly high level enemies, and I want to try to make these enemies enemy groups as easy as possible, and poison and bleed, because they work on a percentage of health rather than a fixed number. I think they're a really good addition for this region locked mode. I think it works better than in a scaled mode, is basically what I'm saying, in the shortest, fewest number of words possible. Against this group, because they're level 3 and actually don't have much armor, I will just end up breaking through their armor as much as using the poison, so it's not too big a difference, really. I do have a couple of people that are still only level 2, so they are pretty low on armor and health. I haven't picked up much light armor this game, unfortunately, so I will have to craft some when I can. And these guys, the Paladins, are one of my favorite enemies in the game. That was a very useless turn from him, but normally they do a little bit more interesting things. Alright, who's up first? Oh, it's the Paladin up first. Do I have a tank sitting around? I do. Might get my... Alright, so poison against him is the thing that's going to be dealing an absolute ton of damage for us, and I am actually just going to engage him. And then I'm going to knock him out of his fight there. And that was really just to get another stack of poison on him. So now each turn that poison is going to tick for, let's wait and see. It gets around deflection. It is hitting for 26 damage. So one more tick of poison and this character is dead. We've got a Fanatic up next. Let's take a shot with the Archer. Yeah, I could get rid of this Purify first. Let's just do that. Hope everyone's had a very nice day today as well. I got out for a nice little rock climb and the weather was absolutely beautiful for it. So I'm in a nice, relaxed, tired, happy mood, I guess, which is a really nice way to be on a Sunday evening. I'm not sure when I'll actually release this video, probably Monday-ish at some point. But always good fun to be a little bit exhausted and just sitting down to play some games. Oh, see, there he goes. They have recently added that Zealots can attack using their torch. Oof, man, that did a lot of damage. We're going to have to heal him after this fight. Now, the Inquisitor is going to kill himself, so I'm actually not interested in doing anything here. This Swordsman can easily take another hit, and then he'll get an action out of it as well. I need to generate a Valor point, so let me use this guy. Actually, I'm not going to have enough movement to finish near an ally, so that won't get me a Valor point. I will throw a knife to get rid of him though. That's just deflection there. Deflection is a great skill for making sure that your tanks can live one-on-one for a long time. Now, I definitely don't want to finish my Archer near someone, so let's see if we can take a nice 100% shot and then stand by ourselves. I guess burning does move, but it does get removed if you move. And so here we can see we're going to very nicely get rid of this guy. He's not going to deal too much damage, and the poison is going to do him in. So he was their toughest enemy. Admittedly, he didn't do his first attack, but overall, he was not a threat to one of our tanks. And we're basically going to be trying to set up a nice little tank wall a little bit later on. And we're getting a few level up points from this, which is very nice. Our poison is level 4, a little bit more dexterity. Not that I need too much dexterity. And we are getting another poisoner here, which is great. Oh, we got one leather there. We need more leather. So this team, even though they're almost a month in, still do not have a tent because we have got not enough leather to make a tent as well as the weapons that we want. I was really hoping she was going to be higher than level 1. Look, I will recruit you anyway because you're a free recruit. So, level 1. That's a very low level to recruit from winning a level 3 fight. Anywho, she's off now. We've got a few low-level groups around. So this is sort of what the low-level groups look like. Because they're near Korsha, they would be level 1. So we would win those fights extraordinarily easily. Instead, what we'll do is we'll just keep our rangers leveling up with us and moving along. So if you did watch the first video, you would have seen me kind of struggle to get off to a bit of a start here. It took a couple of days to kind of get working, I guess. But overall, this run is now progressing really smoothly with plenty of food, plenty of money, and, you know, more than able to take some of the harder fights here. Now, none of these are really occurring in the direction that we're going to be heading. So we've only got one more quest within the truce to complete, and sorry, not the truce, within Arthes to complete. So we're going to go complete that quest, hopefully get enough experience to get our range up, maybe to level 2, maybe not even to level 2. We're not going to do too many more. So we've got the Black Caravan quest, which is just involves us heading up to the concealed camp. So over we go. I did take out the customs post, so that was a level 3 fight that we had, as well as Dark Mist Tower down in the south, which was a level 3 fight. And then I took out the Bandit Lair as well, so we'd taken out 2 skulls from it. And the Bandit Lair ended up being a 4 skull fight. Sorry, not a 4 skull fight, a level 4 fight with 1 skull left remaining. It was sort of tough, but at the same time, the party managed it pretty well, using a bit of a combination of poison and a number of tanks. So feeling more and more comfortable with this group as time goes on. Definitely, it took me a tiny little while to just get comfortable with how the group was progressing, really. There were a lot of slightly harder fights to begin with. Alright, we are going to fight Octavia here. Ooh, now she is level 4, a Paladin, so this is going to be a similar fight to what we just did, but slightly harder. Our Ranger that's only level 2 is going to, sorry, level 1 is going to be quite useless in this fight, I would suggest. She is going to have to stay well back. 0 armor and 17 health. Yep, she is not going to be too much use. So let's move her back, get the archer over, I've got my tanks, and I've got my other poisoner here. Now, I've been trying to get my poisoners a little bit of extra movement so they can run away from from some of the enemies as well. Kind of want to poison these guys and then run past them so that I've got my line of tanks and my 2 poisoners that sit behind them. So let's see how we go. We're going to run in, poison those 3. Now I could stop an attack, or I could keep going. What's this person going to do? They're definitely going to be able to attack me. I am going to attack this Purifier. Just get another poison on him. And some damage, I guess, too. So these guys attack until they apply this debuff called Fever, which is quite a strong way for them to do what they do, really. So now I'm going to start moving the tanks in, because none of these guys are going first. So we'll have these enemies run down and join us, and we will be able to poison a larger group at the same time this way. I'm just going to get the Purifier out of the way. And I'm not going to taunt him so that I have some Valor spare. Okay, so I'm going to try to set up a little bit of a contain here, per se. I would like to have been able to just put a tank in the middle here, but not yet. Alright, yep, you got yourself deflection, but it's not going to help too much. Alrighty, well, now I want to get some more poison down so that as these guys take their turns, they are all taking some extra damage. We're up to 7 stacks on this guy now, which is dealing 17 damage per turn. And basically taking this approach really means that... I should have finished next to my teammate, oh well. Taking this approach really means that we don't need to worry as much about the really high level enemies and the amount of armor that they walk around with. Okay, so I'm going to use deflection here. I'm actually going to disengage, which is going to cause a small hit. And then I'm going to run over here to sort of start forming that that line that I was talking about of tanks. so that as these next 3 characters come down, I can just poison more of them at the same time. Now, what we're aiming for ultimately with our stacks of poison, interesting, it says 17, but it dealt 21 there, is we're aiming for about 10 stacks of poison as early as we can possibly get it on the different characters. Now, what that number will do for us is get us up to about 50% of the enemy's health in one turn, meaning that any enemy taking a turn will kill itself within as few as 2 moves. That's the idea, anyway. Ooh, you went that way. Alright, nice bit of damage there. So I'm going to head over this side. Again, I want my guys grouped up. This also allows me to get a nice galvanized off. And I can also attack. And I'm actually going to finish this one off, so that my tanks are freed up to do what they need to do. Who's up next? You? Well, you're definitely going to be going down this turn. You will get an attack off though, so I'm going to... he's going to do like a small attack followed by a big attack. I might actually just punch you and reduce your damage for the turn. Because they're already engaged, it means he doesn't attack twice as well, and then the poison kills him. Alright, now we are engaged here, which means he cannot throw the poison, which is a little unfortunate. So, I don't think I've got anyone with taunt available. So what we could do is just start dealing some extra damage. Why not? He's got 10 stacks of poison, so he's going to lose about half his health, give or take. It says 25. He's got 29. Hopefully he loses a bit more. Alright, we are still engaged. Let's just do an attack. And we're done there. Probably could have taken a shot with the archer first. Let's go get him out of combat. Because we didn't get poison on these guys very early, I do feel like we're going to end up taking out their armor, so I might as well just start chipping away at it now. These fanatics can hit quite hard. I'm not going to use my last Valor point just so that I can gain some more back. And they are hitting their own Inquisitor there as well, which is nice. I'm going to try to just take my burning off him. She can not really do much. I don't want her to engage anyone or she will get killed. And I need to try to get my archer away from this fanatic too. So, let's see. What do we want to do? It's not going to kill him. Actually, just going to deflection there. My archer's unable to move. But I cancelled his barrage, so he can't really do anything. Alright. Archer is going to get taken down to 0 health here. That's unfortunate. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Archer has been killed. Alright, well, our archer is down. Our new companion is burning and dying. Let's stop that. Let's then go for a poison throw on a bunch of enemies and my own guy, but we can deal with that. And let's go and try to get rid of this guy before he gets an attack off. 1 health. Right. Still worthwhile. So look, the archer dying is unfortunate. Definitely not what I was aiming to have happen here, but I think we can still make it work. Oh god, another one. If this character doesn't have heal, our tank is going to die too. Whew, okay, we need to restart this battle. That is unfortunately more damage than we can possibly take, losing a couple of our main characters in this run. What it would mean is me just having to spend another 3 or 4 hours kind of getting, or maybe not 3 or 4 hours, maybe a couple of hours getting some characters back up to those levels. Alright, let's do a take 2 on this and see if we can handle it in a slightly different and more efficient way. Okay, so we still want to go and get a nice poison in there. I've left my main ranger in a bit of danger there, but so we're going to run out of their range. I do have my captain over this side, which is actually a little bit better than what I'd managed before. Okay, so we can't get those 2 guys at the same time. I'm going to go for both the purifiers then, just because they have a little bit more health, and so poison is more effective against them. Alright, so it was these fanatics that really wrecked us there, so we will try to just be a little bit more careful with them. Alright, you're going to run all the way to her. Or this guy, if he's the only one you can reach. Let's run in, do an attack, and then run back a little. Done. Interesting. Well, level 4 enemies are tough just because they hit so hard. Maybe not just because it's, oops. Let's engage you. Now, what you can do when you get a brute with both pound and weakening blow as well as deflection, you can actually start with a weakening blow and then use defensive stance to grant them automatic deflection, or grant them deflection, which both weakens the enemy and gives you a nice shield. So it's a very, very strong way to do it. Okay, this guy's going to run down and attack. I really want him to attack my swordsman here, and I want to get my ranger out of combat. So I'm going to do that and knock him back, and kind of put myself in a position where I'm happy this guy will come and attack me. I think there's good. And I want to try to set up a little concave here so that more enemies run in and I can poison more of them next turn. Alright, Archer can run over the back. This Zealot's one we want to take out pretty quickly. And I'm not even worried about kind of engaging or attacking with him. I am Just letting some of it happen so that I can form this nice little circle. Alright, then we want to start looking and seeing who we can poison before their turn. We can get 3 of them, but Octavie is going to run in, so I might let her run down and do my poison soon. Let's just get rid of this zealot over here, hey? And I'm going to put my archer... Oh wait, this fanatic will run in if I put her too close. Him, not her. Alright, where can you get Inquisitor? Right into the middle. And there is a very nice poison. We get 4 characters with a triple poison. Followed by a nice little follow-up bit of poison on you. And a nice little runaway again. Then we're going to try and get him to come up and do exactly the same thing. Don't mind putting him in a little bit of risk here, or like, you know, a spot where he might take a hit or two. Just to try to get that lovely poisoning off. Oh, I'm now out of range to attack anyone. That's okay. We got our main poison damage down. And 21 damage on the Zealot. 35 poison damage on the Purifier. Our Fanatic can only get to 1 soldier, so that's all good. We don't really want to disengage with this Purifier. We want him to attack first. And I think killing the Zealot is probably a good idea to free this guy up when we can. He's burning. I should probably get rid of that. Let's take out 1. His character is a nice little character with first aid and coming with first aid and alchemy. That is quite nice. Oof, 28 damage crit is high. Okay, and this Fanatic's up next. So I'm going to add deflection onto this character, and I imagine that this guy is actually going to run down here and attack these 2 most likely, or possibly these 2. Gonna weakening blow this guy just for next turn, and put deflection on just in case this Fanatic comes over. With the Swordsman, we'll knock our Purifier back. And we will taunt him again, just to mean that he does 1 attack on us instead of 2. Nice 18 damage, so 1 more turn and he gets rid of himself. Oh, he did run down, but he didn't attack. Maybe he was going for this little spot where he could have hit 3. So he had 18 damage on him, and Octavie is up next. So we are going to poison 3 of them again. Don't think we can quite get 4. I'm even going to add another poison on the Fanatic and engage him here. Did we get it? Oh no, because we engaged, we didn't get a Valor point. That's unfortunate. I would have liked to use my Poison Vial on Octavia. 18 damage. I want to get that 10th poison on her. Guess I can just stack it up more for next turn. Oh, there we go. We're already doing half with 9 stacks on, so we're going to be fine. This guy's going to be dead after this turn. Let's just take a shot. I think this guy will be dead after his next turn too. And I'm just going to poison everyone anyway. Followed by a little attack here. And running away to a nearby ally. So the comparison of this one to the first time we did this fight, I formed a nicer little barricade with the troops and definitely got into just a much stronger position right from the word go. So we had deflection up there and he still dealt 12 damage, so he hits pretty hard when he wants to. We got this fanatic. Let's just ensure that one hit is all he's going to get. And just because it is really satisfying to let this happen, we're going to watch the Inquisitor do herself in here. Doesn't matter that she's still got 60 armor or deflection. Poison is the name of the game. Okay, so our second run there was much more successful. One cool thing about attacking higher level enemies is that you do often end up with higher level gear as well. So getting some level 4 armor is not too bad there. I wonder, it might even be 1933. Yeah, so it's an upgrade of a couple of armor. Nothing crazy, but it also means one less thing to repair. Now we can lockpick these chests if we wanted to, and or fight the captain. Oh yeah, we do actually get the sword off the main character there. I actually do quite like taking out the captain because he gives you a very nice spear. So the spear that he's carrying is the Legion spear, and it hits 4 times in very quick succession. So you get this little like cool attack going on. He's by himself, so he's actually really good experience just to get some farming started and you know, help level up my brand new recruits. The other cool thing about fighting him is that you can then access those chests just that little bit more easily and get some extra gold. So I don't think he's even going to necessarily survive to the point where our poison is going to do anything, but given that my run is all based on poisoners, I still like getting the damage in. Yeah, there we go, see. He ain't going to do anything. He was only level 3, so he was always going to go down pretty quickly. In this particular run, oh, he didn't give me a spear. That's a pity. Because it's on him. There you go. A level 4 spear with flurry of blows. Fantastic. Oh, we still have to lockpick these chests. Don't have many lockpicks, actually. I might have to make some more. And there's gold. I think it's only gold in these chests. It used to be like 300 gold. Yeah, 100 gold per chest. So it definitely makes it worth the lockpicking. Sometimes you get really lucky with the lockpicking and it all just happens nice and easily. Other times I end up breaking like way too many of these things. I'm not too careful with it. I normally have enough iron ore that it's not too much of a problem. I actually find Arthes is one of the hardest spots to begin from an ore perspective, because one of the mines here doesn't respawn. So, and there's only 2 mines in total, whereas in some of the other regions, like the Truce, there are 3. Okay, we have supported Vanale for the entire period of this campaign. So when we get into this final fight, it will actually be a fight against the Lahat team, basically. As you can see from that quest having a level 4 fight in it, it is going to be... It is recommended that you try to get your party to around level 4 or so before you start doing these final story missions. I think that's going to be pretty consistent across the across the regions regarding whichever region you start in. You probably want to be about level 4 by the time you finish it up. For heading into the new region, I think we're going to see soon, after we do this last Finale quest, we are probably going to be coming up against level 5, 6, and maybe even level 7 enemies. And so this is where I really wanted to have 3 poisoners up and running. And so maybe I should just, I don't know, quickly do a couple of fights, but just to get my other ranger up to level 3. But we will see how we go. Because she's not even at level 2 yet. Okay, do I have any herbs spare? I do not. Don't have any injuries either though, so that's probably a good thing. Alright, let's have a chat. You want us to go and punish Lahat, hey? Sure, we can do that. In this, we are your men. I'm going to give myself a little strength increase here. More because I just really don't like carrying around like a big chunk of food. Oops, no, I want you, but not you. Little strength bonus just for the final fight of the region. And as I said, we still don't have a tent. So I really do want to find a fight against some animals with a tent, just so I can generate more than 2 valor points per rest. 2 valor points per rest has certainly been hurting the our ability to get into hard fights with a quick start, basically. Though I would say that having a lot of valor points spare is less required when you're playing a playstyle kind of like this, a little bit more defensive. More valor points are more useful when you're playing a very aggressive playstyle, like with warriors, you know, running in to cleave everybody, or where you're relying on your rangers to deal a lot of damage as well. Now, we don't actually have much iron. We've only got 2 iron ore spare at the moment. So I would like to craft some better daggers and stuff for people. Can't at the moment. So that is unfortunate. We'll just do a quick save. See if there are any contracts in the vicinity near where we're going. So we want something to the south, basically, right now. We've got an easy squad off to the southwest. Nah, I don't think it's worth it. With 1,900 crowns in the bank, I think we're cruising along pretty well. One thing I didn't mention at the start of this particular video is this run's being done on hard, so you will see us resting fairly frequently. I'm hoping I don't need to take a rest before I actually get to Vinale's castle, otherwise the food I used has not been particularly well spent. I am expecting this final fight to be level 4 as well, though they are grey, so maybe it's going to be slightly easier. Let's investigate. Long have I prayed for him to see the light. Let us rejoice. Yeah, so they're level 4, as expected. Cool. Cool. So it's good. I think they've done a really good job with the region locked scaling mode, in my opinion. Just making sure that you feel like the quests get harder as you progress through them. You know, as you roam to the different areas, you actually feel like there is a little bit of a difference. Now his leader buff with his particular spear of flurry of blows can actually do a huge amount of damage. Now we do have allies in this fight who are probably going to be not particularly useful in the strategy that we want to try to employ. We've got a double sapper back here. Engaging the sappers early is something that we kind of want to do too, just so that they don't get too many free shots off. Now the duelist is just going to charge through everybody, so again we want to get poisons on them before they're spread out too much. So we're going to get our poisoners up near the front. Our tanks up near the front. And our friendly legionary to take at least a little bit of the heat off us. Ooh, okay, you're up first, Mr. Duelist. Well, let's get a nice poison going on you. And with duelists, it's always worth engaging them as well, because they actually break engagement sometimes to do charges through multiple people. So you get a free attack of opportunity. That Sapper ran to a very strange position. Okay, so he just charged straight through rather than breaking the attack of opportunity there. Alright, I know that our ranger here doesn't actually have a huge health pool. However, we are just going to keep laying on the poisons thick and fast. And I'd prefer to get a galvanized off here than another attack. Maybe I can do both. Just so I've got some valor points to play with. Opens up a lot more options when you're trying to get things done. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because we've got our own leader buff, we're actually going to deal some extra damage each attack that we launch. Totally forgot about that, and I've now left him in a very vulnerable position because of it. Can't get a heal off with you, can get a heal off with you. I have to get a heal off before this duelist charges through and kills him. And I should probably try to engage their leader too. I'm not going to get an engage there, so I do just want to make sure. Now it's weird that I'm getting like a double tick. I think that might actually be a bug. Wonder if I can tempt them to come and attack my archer. And so you can see how powerful his leader buff is with this spear attack, hitting 4 times. Yeah, I think pinging twice there is a little bug. I might report that one on Discord a little bit later, after this run. Okay, so we've removed their ability to do extra tick damage on us, which is good. We needed that. And I told you that duelist would target him. Alright, now with the 3 of them there, I will be able to lay down another poison on them, so I don't want to send my guy in to just get hit there. So since I'm not going to attack this round, I totally wanted to click on defensive stance and not run in that direction. That was my bad. I was going to run up and take the shot from the sapper, but I guess that is not going to be what happens anymore. Oh, the legionary knocks me out of combat. That's not what I was after. Funny. Okay, so what do we got? We got these 2 guys going first. And we got one guy who is very badly wounded. He cannot move because the sapper is watching his position. We have no valor points. I think I have just killed our ranger by being too aggressive with this approach. I do not think there is a way to make this happen. See, I can run down here and engage you. I had forgotten that they dealt extra damage on their Yeah, okay. My apologies, we're restarting this fight too. This is not something that I do very frequently. I am not really used to restarting many battles, honestly. However, tonight seems to be the night for it. Definitely want to try to get over the border to Tiltren. And what do we got left? We've only been running for about 45 so far, so that's not too bad. Let's try something similar to what we just did. However, let's execute slightly better this time. So instead of you being there, let's get you here. Instead of you being there, you can be there. And you can be there. Okay, so you are going to run down here and drop that off. Then you are going to run back here and get us some points. Makes sense. So I think I want to try to take these duelists out as quickly as I can. He should run over and attack him as well, which would be nice. Okay, we want our second poisoner to launch his poison now, but he's going to take an arrow which may kill him, so we shan't do that. Instead, we will just get our tanks moving in closer. So this legionary is not going to be able to move very far. So if I move up and start attacking this archer, I should hopefully not get a shot. And these guys will all come a little bit closer. All the better for poisoning. Yeah, we take the shot anyway. And I do want to get an engage on this guy up here. So this kind of combination that we're fighting right now is probably one of the worst combinations, I think. No, hard to say. It's definitely going to be difficult sometimes with this combination to take particular fights. But I don't mind. I'm up for it. We will see how we go. Alright, yep, you go kill this legionary. That's all good by me. He's expendable. So I'm going to try and give him access to this guy's back, I guess. And I'm not very good at engaging sappers because I've got things like this knockback that do not help. But if we get rid of these duelists, I think we'll be in a much happier position. If I throw a throwing dagger. Oh, down to 1 health. Yeah, so this guy would have finished him off. I probably didn't need to send Benelissa over there. Okay. Now I do want to get some poisons on these guys, particularly the Count, just to speed that part of the fight up. Also the Duelist here is one of the ones that we want to get rid of. So I'm going to run, hopefully, away from other people here. I'll make a nice little posse of 3 and see if I can make them more appealing. Oh yeah, I can poison my own Legionary. Again, I am okay with that in this instance. And I'm going to try see if I can get rid of this Sapper. Max damage knife throw. Yeah, boy. So I gave the Duelist here a better target, leaving my Ranger here free. Stacked him up with poison, so he went down. Don't think our Legionary is even going to survive long enough for that. And we deal 23 with poison, so we need to get at least one more poison on the heart. I'm going to go and engage this Sapper, so that I don't take any accidental damage. And then I shall go and taunt the Legionary and use deflection. So again, I reduce his damage. It's a neutral way to get and spend Valor. I don't do any attacking damage, but that's not the goal in this instance. Alright, now this Legionary gets his turn. He can run down and attack, so we're likely to lose, or he's gonna, you know, get knocked into death's door. And we're a little bit lucky that those extra points of damage are not fatal when a character gets reduced to 0. Alright, so this guy's up first. Could engage him and poison him so that he just hits the character I want him to hit, which is what I'm going to do. And we will try for... he's going to die after his attack here with 10 stacks of poison. There we go. Very nice. And Lahart is on 9 stacks of poison, so we'll likely go down pretty quickly as well. Our 6 stacks won't kill him, so what we're going to do here is engage. And deflection. And our 9 stacks should be enough here, given that we do some extra little chunks there too. Oof, goodness. Lahart's attack is deadly. Cool. Well. Hey, we get some light armor finally. That's fantastic. I can even put that on my Rangers who have been wearing rags this whole time. We did get some nice blue heavy armor. So I really love how this armor looks. I would fight Lahart's men every single time if I could, just to get more and more of it. And we cannot heal everybody, and we can repair later. Let us go into the forge and repair here. Alright, we got a few wounds. It was a tough battle. Fighting a group of level 4s. I think the poison actually does help a lot. Thank you very much for all my cash. Time to go and explore other regions. Yes, that is our exact plan. Alright. Now, there were a couple of enemies that we killed in that fight by getting rid of their armor, but I would say for the most part that we actually totally avoided the armor component of the... Well, we avoided a chunk of the armor component of that fight, which is the intent of this group. Alright, so this is going to be the exciting bit, seeing what level the enemies are in Tiltrin and whether our team is tough enough to take them on. So you've seen how level 4 enemies can be difficult. I am expecting level 5 and 6 enemies to obviously be even harder. So we're probably going to be taking quite a lot of armor damage each and every fight. But I am really kind of keen to see how we go, just from the point of view of whether it's possible to move on to another region now, or to see whether I have to do a chunk more grinding. So we're going to save. We're going to check. I think there was a trading with Stromcat mission. There was. So I want to trade 3 amber. So we'll negotiate our quests up. I normally do it 2 times. So the reason that I do it 2 times is to give myself the highest chance of getting more cash for it, and that's how I build up a large crown bank. We can carry all of those. Fantastic. And let's buy a little bit more rope. Okay, we're good. Yep, we're good. I'm going to check all the merchants for leather. And I'm very keen to get into an iron mine. That is my #1 goal. By the way, whenever you see something like dried fish or dried meat available for sale at the merchants around the place, I recommend it as a really great pickup. Hey, I can give her some rags now. That's fantastic. I do recommend it as a really good pickup because they only cost 1 gold for 1 food, which is actually, on balance, cheaper than things like grilled pork even. So you end up paying 6 gold, 4 gold. I don't know, I should maybe look at the shop just before I say that, but I'm pretty sure it's the best value, so I get it all the time. Now, we do have some batons, which are going to allow us to drop into the back of Tiltrin. So I don't particularly care about going through this main border crossing, border gate, in part because you don't actually earn a border pass from completing all the missions in Arthes. So you don't get to go to the border crossing and say, yep, let me through, that'll be free, thank you very much. Instead, you will end up having to pay a couple of 100 gold for them to open it up. And obviously it's a small drop compared to what we've already earned. But hey, if I can get away with spending some money, I shall. We may have to run away from some stuff here, so... Yep, we do. Easy boars. These guys might give us the leather we want. Level 4, final fight of the region of Arthes. Now, boars do tend to have quite a lot of health, which can work well in some instances for our approach with the poison, but obviously they don't have armor too, so you end up kind of chipping them down at about the same sort of rate in most instances. However, 3 poison, still like I've just dealt 21 damage, which is more than a standard attack. And at pretty much no risk to myself, or very little at that point. Now, if you were able to play this game with formations set up, I actually think it would be, I kind of want to get you to safety. Let's poison you guys some more. I actually think this would be an even more powerful build, but honestly, it's a little bit too overpowered, over the top, unnecessary, I guess. So formations in something like Battle Brothers works really well, where, you know, you've got sort of set battle lines and your formation is highly, highly important in terms of the success of your fight, your battle. In this instance, I don't think it makes a big enough... Oh, sorry, I think it swings the battle way too heavily in your favor, and AIs don't get the same bonus from being in formations as you do, so... we're just going to run over, and we're actually going to set up a barrage here. So barrage is one skill that I really love against animals because it's always dealing full damage, so you can get quite high attacks of opportunity. There you go, 17 damage, and it'll be another 17 on this boar, so we're dealing quite a chunk. We can even knock this one back and trigger an attack of opportunity. Before chucking a spear. And really just waiting for the attack. Bracing and getting ready. So barrage, it used to deal a percentage damage of the archer's attack. Similar to most weapons, so most weapons will do, say, 50 to 70% of weapon damage. And barrage used to do that. I'm not sure exactly when it changed, but barrage now does actually deal a percentage, not a percentage. Barrage actually now deals an attack of opportunity, which is amazing because an attack of opportunity is actually 100% of your main stat, which is obviously better than dealing 50 to 70% of that. So barrage has... Again, I don't know when it got changed, but it's been improved and is, I think, a stronger skill now than it was in the at some earlier point. Who knows when it was? I'm not too sure whether it was because archers were being called weak or, needing a little bit of a buff or something along those lines. I actually feel like archers were performing fine, but I don't know. I'd use them a little bit too, so maybe I'm biased. Quite like archers in the game, hence the character Kagal being an archer, I think. These guys are just sitting out the back here. It's a little bit weird. Not you. I want you. Let's just poison you three. Let's... get rid of you. I do have a lot of knives spare and available. However, I actually don't want to use them on fights like this because they are a consumable resource now as well. That's one of the things I totally forgot to cover in the patch content video. But making throwing weapons consumables was one change that the devs implemented and had worked on for some time. And is actually a really cool change. I mean, I think it makes more sense that you lose some of these things as you use them. However, I forgot to mention it the other day in the patch video. So those throwing knives are consumables now, and using them means that you are pretty much spending an iron ore, a tiny bit of wood and a tiny bit of leather every time you throw one. Which is a little more than I am willing to give up on a fight where I am trying to earn some leather. The more resources I spend, the worse that equation becomes. So obviously level 4 boars early game were very dangerous. As they are now, we have not had almost any trouble except for our newest recruit who is not adequately prepared to deal with them. Which I can forgive. Alright, let's just try get rid of the ones that are going to attack, just to reduce our armor repair costs a little bit. Get rid of 1. Get rid of 2. Now you can see it still takes us quite a long time to get galvanization. So we hadn't lost anyone. We'd killed all the boars. 3 leather. Hey, that's enough for a tent. I'm taking it. We can finally craft ourselves a very basic tent. Yeah, buddy, that's going to get us some more valor points. That will make the starter fights just a little bit easier. Now, I don't really care about getting tools or reducing my food cost. I want to keep my happiness up so that my influence stays high. Actually, maybe I want tools more than I want influence. And the guy sitting here is exactly the same as being around the campfire. So we are way overweight, but we need to eat anyway. Can I do some cooking to reduce that weight a little? I can. And then let us feast on some carcasses. Alright, so as we head over this mountain, what we're going to do is save the game. We are going to... How close? We're pretty close to our weight limit, so I better not pick too much up. Let's put a baton down. It can be a bit difficult placing sometimes on this cliff, but this is a nice little shortcut into the back of Arthes. So I don't want to pick up too many things as we go here. So this is not an enemy group. These guys are kind of like lost refugees. You can get a quest to help them. I like saving that one because it's nice, easy money. So I tend not to help them until I get paid for it. I'm just very community-minded like that. Is there money involved? Yes or no? Okay, and we'll go and we'll check just up in this forest to see what sort of level the enemies are here. To Tiltrin we come, and I'm going to buy a bunch of snow iris because then we can make some more potions for ourselves. Some more medicine. I feel like we're going to need it. Okay, so in Tiltren County we have enemies that are... They are red, so that means at least level 5. We have level 6 boars. 6 of them. Sorry, 15 level 6 boars. So it is a much bigger group than what we just faced in Arthes, and they are a higher level. However, we don't want to fight boars just yet. Boars will present a tougher challenge than a group of armored enemies, just because of their number and the amount of size that they take up on the map. So, you know, if you're a standard person in this game, you seem to take up like a... I'm going to call it a 2-tile square, whereas boars take up a 3rd tile, and that just pushes it over the edge. I'm going to get rid of an ore, even though I have more wood than ore. I actually want to get rid of the ore because wood can sometimes be a little bit hard to come by in this region. I know they did increase the drops just because... most players were having a shortage, and unless you found a wood merchant, it was actually proving to be quite frustrating. Alright, we'll just go into the mill here to steal ourselves a book. So I try to collect these knowledge books wherever I can. That's the work manual there. And just by doing that and not talking to anyone, we don't aggravate the criminal mastermind there using slave labor. Okay, and here we have to be incredibly cautious of our danger level. Our danger level is very likely to increase. Well, sorry, not increase. The danger level is the danger level. However, we really want to make sure that we are not... I feel like I had a red message there that I did not pay any attention to. And we want to talk to merchants who can sell us weapons and armor. So not you, we already talked to you. Where's your buddy? There you are. Medium armor. We don't have anyone with medium armor requirements just yet. Okay. Now, one thing we could do is we could get rid of our level 1 ranger actually and go and recruit Hackett straight away. Because he will hopefully start a level 3. Let's get rid of our heavy cargo though. Done. We can generate some influence from selling cargo now, which is great. We're going to sell... It is a one-handed sword he's got. So I might equip that. It's quite a nice looking sword, so I am okay with equipping that. I am going to keep the Legion Gizarms, so because we are going to get some a spearman, just one spearman in the team. Will make sense later when we start adding more bleed into it. And I'm going to sell a bit of heavy armor because all the people that need really heavy armor have now got it as well. Okay, from a knowledge point of view, got those, and I want to get at least one of these now. One is all I can afford for the time being. Oops. It happened because I thought about trying to talk while I was doing it. How you can have a damage dagger, sure, done. And let's see what quests we have around Tiltrin. Okay, we have a hard quest, an average quest. Refugees, that actually does involve a fight, so will be quite difficult. Let us... Where do we want to head? Let's head over and check these refugees out, see what level they're at. Yep, once I say accept, we can't negotiate that back up. And let's accept the contract for a squad up that direction too. Alright, so we got a couple of quests in town, or a couple of quests to do in Tiltren now. The more I think about it, the more I think it is a good idea to go and recruit Hackett first. So we are going to head and do that. And we'll check the level of a few enemy parties on the way. Okay, let's save it there. And I might pick up another pony too, just because we've been coming a little bit close to our carry weight sometimes. Not frequently, but enough that I want some more carry weight. We finish a little quest where he gives us a free horseshoe. People are already probably pretty familiar with this, given that Tiltrin is the starting region for the majority of, well, everyone really. And we are down to 3 days worth of food, so we need to pick up some food at some point soon, but not crazy urgent. The little group of 2 is always standing there, so it's obviously the first fight you get in Tiltrin. So coming into this region a little bit later makes it quite entertaining, I think, seeing such a small team there. The Lund farm has some good food to steal in it, and now we're seeing these little red groups. So there's like, I don't know, 8 guys in that. So I'm just going to charge them just to show you the level that we might fight. Level 5, 9 people. But I will just load back up because I'm more just curious what everyone's level is than ready to pick fights with absolutely anyone and everyone yet. Alright, so we'll get Hackett here. We'll go and check Mr. Matthias Lund. Alright, Hackett, you can join us. Please be level 3 or above. There is a little thing, by the way, once you've looted this barrel up the top here, make sure you carefully mouse over sort of near the back of it, and you can actually get another work manual for additional knowledge as well. It's actually one that I did not know about for some time, and only ended up clicking on it by complete accident. Alright, Hackett is level 4, so he jumps up to being one of our highest level rangers straight off the bat. Now I'm going to give him Valorous Victory, just in case I have the ability to kill someone quickly. He gets Poisoner 2. Don't mind giving him Constitution so he can take a hit. I guess that's what he's getting. No, maybe another movement would be nice. Alright, so he's got pretty bad weapons, but weapons are not what he needs. He just needs his poisoning skill. Alright, sick. Well, look, and this team has turned yellow after recruiting Hackett there. Alright, Matthias is level 8. That's pretty substantial. He will likely kill all of our people in a single attack. But what do you reckon? Should we try to fight him? I didn't take a contract for him. That means we're losing out on a few hundred gold for not. We saved it. I'm game. I'm curious. We do have a sacrificial ranger that we can donate to the Matthias cause if need be. Our plan... Oh my goodness, this is going to be hilarious. What's he got? Oh, 546, 347. That's not crazy. For level 8, I thought it'd be way higher. But he's going to deal 449 damage with his swing. So none of our guys, even with deflection, weakness, all that jazz, will be able to do a single thing against him. Okay, so how do we want to arrange ourselves here? Want my poisoners to get in and get out. So one thing to note with Matthias Lund as well is that, and any champion for that matter, they don't take poison damage every single time they take an action. Instead, what happens is they, at the end of the round is when they take their damage from poison. So, yeah, we got you still left to do that. That's cool. So Lund is going to charge up and, you know, take aim on his next little thing. That's when we'll run away and let someone else come in. So she can actually safely run up and inflict a poison here as well. And we're probably not going to come close to running through 520 armor. Alright, cool. So here we can do a poison as well as a poison. And then we will run further away than other people are. Actually gonna just... I mean, sure, you can have deflection. There's no way we can survive a single hit, but that's fine. I kind of want Lund to come back towards my poisoners a little bit here, so I am going to move up and just get him doing that. Okay, how much is he taking? 76 damage per turn already. I have a feeling that this strategy will work. Oh, he's going to attack his very next turn. So I need to run away. Let's run this way. Now he's closer to Septilor, who also only gets his turn before it is too close for comfort. Okay, now what's going to happen here, the way that he has lined himself up, he's going to run and hit this guy in one turn. So he's going to run up, aim, and swing all in one go. So I am going to get a character knocked down to 0, and I've just had the game freeze on me. That is very unfortunate. Okay, I'm going to close down. Thank you, Wartales, for a nice little crash there. Okay. Sorry, I just had to close Wartales and kick it off again. We will attempt the fight against Matthias Lund again. Doom, doom, doom. Yeah, definitely our strategy will work here. If we can get an additional 76 poison damage on him per turn, it should be a 3-turn fight for us. So that is what we are going for. And very achievable, I think. There's not really actually any point attacking with the archer. Sorry, I just went quiet there while I was just pondering if there's anything else that we need to be doing here. I should have run someone away and made them go a little bit closer. So I'm actually going to offer her up as a sacrifice here. She can get smacked away by Mr. Lund, because I didn't want him to target my other rangers at all. See, like, I can, you know, chip away at his armor, but it's really not going to change too much. And he's still going to target and swing at one person, so I just need to get them a little bit closer without being too close, or he will target both of them at once. Again, keep a nice spread. 562 damage. Yep. And we're consistent with our 76 damage there. Hilarious. 576 damage. Now I need to make sure I keep enough valor points for everything that I'm doing, so I'm not, even though I could weakening blow him, I'm not going to in this instance. I could even run up and just do one little smack. How worthwhile that is, I am not really sure. Okay, so he's going to run up and swing and hit this guy all in the same turn. So he is going to be another dead cookie. So obviously taking on a level 8 champion is probably not the way you are meant to start a zone. You're probably meant to build up to that after a few turns. So Lund will target and swing just because of the way that his turn order's working there. This time he'll just run up and target and won't swing straight away, which at least is something for us. So we're going to have to move Septilor away. We might run this tank over to heal him. Might get the archer to come over and heal this guy. Just because then I can send her in as a sacrificial ranger again. And just run in and throw another poison out. Actually, I could even run in and just do another dagger. So we're probably not going to be able to get the full 10 or 11 stacks that we did each turn. So we're probably not going to end on 22, though we'll go pretty close. 21, that's not too bad. Might get him to run over here and continue targeting this ranger. So this ranger will just go up first on the next turn. And then she can be close by to take up the second shot that's going to happen. And I just need to keep these characters away. And you're still standing over there not doing anything. So we still have 485 armor on Lund, but we're now doing 146 poison damage. So all we literally need to do here is not get hit. I might as well throw some more poison down. Then I will just run away, do some galvanized. So Lund is going to target someone and run up and hit them next turn regardless of what happens. So then Alyssa can stay there. And the next closest person should not be this ranger after this. Actually, it might be this guy over here. Or her again. Might still be her again. Alright, I'll heal her. Maybe finish my turn to get another Valor point back. And then we'll run over and heal him in case it's him. Share the love, share the first aid. And separate them again. Followed by running away. Okay, it targets her. She's definitely going to get hit again. And I do not have another heal, so we're just going to go with some more poison. Okay. End of round, Matthias Lund is going down. Boom. Alright, the power of poison. Don't even really need the mace at the moment because we're not running with a brute that does that. However, we will be later. Alright, she got to level 2. Look, we'll keep her around. She'll provide a little bit of extra valorous support for us, right? Repair a little. It's a pity I didn't pick up the contract for him. That would have been a nice little bit of extra cash. Maybe another 400 odd. Alright, I think we take one more fight. I might head over and do the Desperate Refugees quest. And that will probably about wrap us up for tonight. Tonight, this morning, today, wherever you may be. And I feel like that'll be a fun one just to get it going. So we got a huge number of poison stacks, obviously, on Lund just there. Most of the time, you're not going to be... Got to be careful in this forest. Most of the time, you're not going to be getting anywhere near 30 stacks of poison on people. However, obviously, with more poisoners in this mode, you really can take some pretty tough challenges. And as long as you've got a few tanks to take a couple of hits for you, enemy health overall makes less of a difference than you might otherwise suspect. Oh, enemy armor, I guess. Do I want Clace to come with me? Yeah, Clace can come with me. I might hand him back to the... make that decision later. I'll make a decision about the Tiltrin storyline later. And what I'll probably do is I will kind of build the party up in Tiltrin a little bit more. So I'll show you a couple of fights here like I've done. Maybe I'll make one more short video in Tiltrin, and then I'll probably set the next one up to be how we go transitioning from Tiltrin, our second county, to Vertruse, third county. Alright, these are our refugees. They're level 5. Couple of hoodlums, couple of marauders, couple of poachers. And the other reason to have more rangers in the group as poisoners is that there's going to be times, and obviously the way that the enemy spreads out actually makes a big difference when you're trying to get a lot of poisons down. Okay, so we've got a bit of a horrible setup here because we're so split apart. So it would have been nice to get a better ambush on these guys. So they're very contained, but it actually makes it hard to do what we want to do. So we've got 3 poisoners, an archer, and 2 tanks down here. A couple of tanks up here. So this hoodlum can come... Sorry, this guy can come down here. This will send the marauder around the back, though. And these 2 are first up. So I feel like Hackett should go first here. And try get a poison on... Can he get all 3? I don't think he can get all 3. No. Oh well, 2 will have to do. And... would have been good if I'd taken someone with taunt, but I'm just going to move him back out rather than attack and get engaged. Alright, so at level 5, these guys are starting to deal a fair bit of damage. So the Marauder's hitting for 21 points. So he will, again, we've got a couple of guys that are back within 2-shot range. Which is, you know, tough. We definitely don't want to have too many people within that 2-shot range potential because, well, we just can't take that many hits that way. I'm probably more interested in getting some of the poachers poisoned just because they can end up causing a few problems for us in terms of our engagements. Hallowed Strike, that will hit multiple. You'll go for him, you'll go for him. We don't have poison on her yet. We have poison on you, but you're a little bit too far away. You can be poisoned there. Both the poachers? Sure. And we'll get a little bit more poison on the Marauder whilst we are going at it. So in a straight up fight, a lot of the time these guys would be able to beat us because they're just dealing so much damage. So even our tankiest characters with damage reduction from armor and shields do take obviously quite a lot of damage from these enemies. So we've got to be pretty cautious with our approach to these fights. And it's only through really just trying to stack up these poisons and getting some extra damage from them every turn that we can triumph, win, beat these guys that have higher levels, and significantly higher levels than us. Alright, this Marauder over the back is going to be a bit of a pain for us, I think. Alright, and even though our poison doesn't seem to do much at the very beginning, just by chipping away and chipping away and chipping away, each of those poison throws does a lot. So in the first fight, for instance, sorry, in the first round there, that poison did, what was it just then? 8 damage to the poachers. We don't have to worry too much. He's going to get engaged anyway. Oops, that's a lot of damage on Hackett. I have deflection. Might heal him. Does Hackett have some way to escape? No, he doesn't. Alright. We're just going to have to destroy this guy as quickly as we can. What was I saying? So yeah, in the first round, he threw poison, hit a couple of them, dealt 8 damage per enemy. Ooh, and we've got another Marauder going up that way. Ouch. Uh, 8 damage every single round does end up actually equating to quite a significant amount of damage when you consider that it ticks every round without you having to do anything else. Alright, they're not moving yet, so I'd prefer to get poison on someone else down here. We already used Galvanize, so let's add a little bit more poison to these guys. kind of want to take out the hoodlum, but I also want to save my remaining valor point. No, actually, we will take him out, because we're going to get one back at the end of this turn. So you can see, we know this poacher's actually going to die very, very quickly. Who have we got? You could throw one on these poachers, and then these two are going to go. So might be better to... Let's get it on these guys. And let's make sure we're finishing our turn next to an ally and getting that. Extra poison again. More poison, always more poison. Alright, so we got that done. Definitely no way for me to poison both the marauders. So I am going to settle for poisoning one. And running away. Hackett is our newest recruit. He doesn't know how the whole battle formation works yet. Alright, who have we got? This guy has not had his turn yet this round, nor have these two. He's up next, our archer. Okay, cool. He's just going to shoot our guy in the back over here. But also take a shot from the archer. Nice. So this was probably a fight that you could possibly win. However, it would have certainly been... I don't know. I feel like it would have been a very difficult fight. Alright, I don't want my swordsman to take too many more free shots from the poachers, so I'm just putting my weak little ranger out the front to soak up a little bit of damage. I think I'm just going to try kill this marauder before he gets another attack off, even though poison would finish him. And we'll head over this way. Poacher has 9 stacks, so he's not going to last more than another turn. Do need to get another stack on that poacher so that he dies this turn. And we got one of those marauders going as well, so let's head over this way. Poison the 2 of them. And then... Whoa. Leote. He definitely has our strongest dagger equipped. So you can be very careful with your positioning of the poison to save save your allies, even though they're in quite close quarters. I was thinking I should run Benelissa up to throw some more poison, but she doesn't have poison, so that will have to wait. Alright, poor Septilor. He's hanging on, he's doing alright. And we got quite a few turns before they're going to have another round now. You can actually just stand still. You're not doing much. Okay, yep, so they're both going to act, but right towards the end. Okay, we are just going to poison them. Keep the poison going. Not going to finish up with a Valor point here. She's probably going to get killed if she attacks. He's pretty low on health too, actually. So I actually think we will get attacked again here. Hopefully our characters can survive the attacks. There's weakness, that one, and gain a deflection. And then let's just do that. Weakness helped a lot. Alright, cool. I wish we had a breakdown of how much poison damage was done. I wonder if I could like go back and add up just how much poison damage was dealt that fight. We do get a nice level 5 bow and a level 5 axe. Not that we have a warrior in the team yet. Okay, cool. So we have managed to transition into the new region. I'm not going to give you 250 gold, sorry. We have managed to transition into the new region. We are using our poisoner team here. We obviously managed to take out Matthias Lund, which is a nice victory, particularly for early on in a brand new region. Going straight there and straight for a champion is very solid. And then we took on a group that were mostly level 5s and a little bit larger than us as well. So obviously we have 8 people, which is pretty high. 8 people is a fairly large party for having just left a region. And we have a number of kind of lower levels in there still as well. I might buy wheat just to make some bread later. But overall, I feel like those fights went pretty well. There was nothing it didn't feel too insanely risky to take that approach. Did I keep some medium armor? I feel like I did want to keep some medium armor at some point because I'm going to get a spearman. And so what we want to add next into our group is a spearman at level 3. So once we get the level 3 spearman, and within the compendium we've already picked up both poison mastery and bleeding mastery. We're then going to be aiming to get both bleed and poison on an enemy at the same time, followed by getting a brute. And it might be that I drop a tank, I'm not really sure here, because I don't necessarily want to party like 10 or 12 people, who is a smasher. So he applies additional poison to units who are bleeding. So he's then going to be our kind of secret weapon in there as well. So we'll have spearmen applying bleeds, we'll have rangers applying poison, we'll have a brute leveraging both of those things, and obviously we've got a few tanks. Oh look, there's another little squad. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here. I may record some of the next little bits just to see whether there are any interesting little bits and pieces through this part of the map. However, overall, I think it was a pretty smooth transition using some poison. It looks like we moved from mostly level 4 fights at the end of Arthes into a minimum of level 5 fights within Tiltrin. This is slightly easier than I had expected, because when we were in Tiltrin, starting the fights, moving into Wartales had some enemies up to level 7. So that might be the only other thing I can check is what level the guard squads are here. So in Vitruce, the guard squads were level 7. They were incredibly difficult, and you did not want to find yourself on the wrong side of the law. So here, can I just say attack without actually attacking you? I don't really want to attack you. I just want to see. Oh, they're only level 5. Okay, so I feel like overall Tiltrin will not be too terrible if we're only aiming for level 5s. I guess I will keep going with the squad, get them prepped, and then start filming again once we head towards Vitruce. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a great evening. That is Kag, over and out.